What's up, Spellworks? So we're getting a little flyby right now. What's going on, Muppet? Hello, good girl. A little bit, good girl. That's for sure. What's up, Famuggers? And Neon, how are you, buddy? I'm very well. Let's take a look at the, we're waiting for, we're actually going to be on with 2 GMs today. Actually, one is a GM. I'm going to actually get both of their titles right now. Yeah, the sound good out of my mic, Famuggers? Only one day, buddy. Muffin Nuts, what's up? Oh, you know what? You're right. Thanks for reminding me. All right, perfect. Typo fix, just for you. Editing, copyright, PR management.
Hello.
Gabe, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. And Andrew, you're with us too?
Yeah.
Great.
Also calling.
What was that?
You're right there, Andrew?
Yeah, it was calling on my iPhone as well, so.
Oh, right.
Gotcha. Okay.
Is it all clear?
Yep.
Yep.
So one thing that that I was going to ask you guys about, I noticed, you know, on the music and stuff like that, you only have the mute option, but not a volume option.
That's just at the beginning. We keep on asking, from our perspective, you're not the first to go, hey, why can't I choose? As soon as you get into the game, so after the cutscene, you'll be able to actually, have the normal slider.
Okay. I do like the fact that I am able to very easily go in, and when I click full screen, I actually get a choice of screen resolutions. I think that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, well, we actually tried to fit all the right ones in there. Someone said, "Oh, can I have what is it? Another huge one, 2600 by whatever." We were like, "We haven't been able to test on that."
So basically, what you're saying is somebody has a 65-inch TV screen that they're playing video games on, and and they want a really, really ridiculous screen size.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were kind of saying to them, you want to get us the screen to test on?
Yeah, we gladly accept donations of course. We really want to be that please, yeah.
That's awesome. So then, yeah, I was just gonna test. I wanted to test if I could just escape and very easily get out of the full screen, which is great. That's so easy and so common usage there.
The only thing that we've seen that's an encountered thing, because of Unity, they haven't worked out all the bugs with dual screens. So if you're running a computer with two screens, it does sometimes crash.
Gotcha. Yeah, I noticed if I came over here to try and turn you guys up a little bit, because they're saying they're having a hard time hearing you guys.
Okay.
No, I got it all taken care of. But I was able to turn you guys down, no problem.
Cool.
So, make some adjustments here, and we should be all right.
And we're basically running all our assets through a CDN server, but at the moment it's not. It's being directly from the server, so it's a little bit slower than it would be tomorrow, really.
I see.
That's a scary thing, actually.
So you guys are all cloud-based then?
No, we actually we're just using that for the assets. The servers are all actually a couple of them are virtual, but we have a series of servers as a cluster, and we've been testing out different layouts depending on how technical we want to go in. Because I was the one renting the servers, so I know a lot more about it than I should.
That's the good thing and the unfortunate thing about being a small development team, right?
Oh yeah. I always get this, and Gabe gets this too. They'll be like, "Okay, so what am I going to be doing with all server rental?" And I was like, "Me."
That's awesome.
It was like, recently, finally, the VP took that over because I was getting a little annoyed going back and forth with the server guy asking, "So is this right? Is this right? Is this right?" And yeah, it's, so right now we're looking at a server setup that can go up to about 12,000 concurrent users, but that theory and bots.
Awesome.
We're really seeing starting this close beta. We're going to see how many we can actually hit.
So you guys are really making a push in these next weekends with the closed beta to really test the number of people you can actually get on this server cluster.
Oh yeah, we'll start nice and low. I think the benchmark that we're hitting for the will be about 1,000 users, and then we'll push up as long as, because one of the things that bots do not do is find ways of breaking things like players do, and there's no written software out there that can predict that.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to kind of see how it all pans out. But it's the server guy, because we actually coded our own server side. He's pretty confident that we'll have no problem up to 10,000. So and you know what? I don't think we'll have that. If we do, I will be a very happy person.
it's a necessary evil, but one of those things you're like, oh darn, we've got 10,000 people on the game at the same time.
Yeah, I've always asked.
Yeah.
I was always asked to Joey, the VP. I was saying, do we have a contingency plan for what happens if we actually, explode? Have a lot more than we expect. And he's like, yeah, we work. That's a good thing. We'll just work it out, and
Yeah.
we can do the overtime to work it out. It's cool.
Yeah, exactly. So right now I'm looking at the client and the server 0.160. Now, will that change with tomorrow's opening of the closed beta?
No, well, yeah, it actually will. There was a lock as of 9 a.m. today for any new assets, and then we have the coders doing a bunch of bug fixes running up till tomorrow. So you will see some changes on the client and server right there.
Gotcha. Okay. So is there anything else I should know before creating a character?
You can watch the intro if you'd like.
We did already. We did watch. Go ahead. Is that different than the flyby? That's it was funny because the everybody on the stream, they were all commenting, and they were all they all liked it a lot. They said it was very Game of Thrones-esque.
We wished actually we were always talking about that. It would be so amazing to have all the gears spinning, and no, we can't do that. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
Very cool.
So
Okay.
were you watching the flyover of the city, or were you watching the world machine being put together?
Oh, I believe that was the flyover the city. So the intro's different than that?
Oh yeah, it brings you into the whole world. It shows you where everything is, and it gives you like the kind of backstory and of not the character but of the world.
I see. So, I see the periphery, major plate, minor plate, all that stuff. Oh, this is really cool. So it basically shows how all the gears go together, and that's really cool. So now you've got the main world that's there in the middle. Then you've got kind of it seems like you've got these these four kind of these realms, coal, rust, oil, and then
they're the elements of the world. They're basically the world is a machine. Of course, we call it the world machine. Sometimes we call it the mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
I've been involved with this story since 2006, so I've seen it in a lot of different iterations.
Oh wow!
So basically, these four different plates they provide for the seasons, they provide for the elements there, and there's you can see that in the center of all four of them, there is a kind of fire, and this is the kind of the renewal process of everything.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, where it's showing the main it's now it's zoomed in, and so we've now moved to the where are we at, the Nexus area. So it's showing.
So the whole game takes place right near the spire for the plate, and there are 3 superpowers that surround it, as well as a few other countries. And as you'll see shortly in the character creation, you can choose 4 of the human races are actually from the three superpowers and the heartlands where the game takes place. In this kind of industrial age steampunk fantasy, you have to have the kind of German-esque, the Russian-esque, and the kind of Italian fascism side of things. So that's where a lot of it draws, but there are quite a large backstory to each of these nations that draws them apart. You can see that in Adanos there would be quite Russian names. In Ostenia, there are kind of French, Italian names that we made we made them all up, just kind of looking at a smattering of that and just the backstory. We actually did a lot of, because they're from an RPG book, we actually had some campaigns that took place in some of these towns, so they're more dear to us than just a spot on the map, but it's kind of interesting, and we hope to be able to expand the story to include some of these campaigns that we played on the side.
what seems really cool to me is you guys are actually utilizing such a small portion of the world that's created in the books, so it leaves you guys a lot of room for expansion. Is that done on purpose?
Oh, very much so. And if we expanded too far, we wouldn't really be telling a story. We would be telling a setting. So what we decided to do a long time ago, Dave said, hey, we're going to have a city, Nexus, and we'll work around there. It's the metropolis city, so there's a lot of conflict in terms of all of the different other races are there, moving towards it. And then we were left open to do a lot of extra expansions. Not necessarily MMORPG, it could be, we have a lot of different plans in the works for different styles of games, and we hope to be able to tie the character in there, especially the companion maps, but that's where we're really headed.
So potentially giving yourself the ability to create, little areas where you could, a player could log in, it could be PvP, and they could, all jump on, some of the Steam ships that we're seeing in the background, and then, could be shooter style, almost, planet side-esque or whatever, where they're, everybody's kind of warring in that factor or that way. Is that what you guys are kind of thinking?
Exactly.
That's really cool.
Actually, our first plan to companion app will do that, and it will draw the stats from your characters that you've created in the game. We just thought like there aren't very many games out there that give you that interesting feeling of here's a companion app, or we want you to walk away, not just check your marketplace. That's really the general feel there.
Very cool. Well, let's get into creating a character so these guys can see a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and hit that. So I basically, I have my race, and now I have an option of right out of the gate 9 races. So now of all of these, what's that?
With one grade out the dwarves, which will be ready in the second beta weekend.
Gotcha. Okay. And then so now are these you're set up now? There's what, 3 factions, correct?
There are 4 factions.
Okay.
The 4 factions come into play a little bit later in the playstyle, so they're not in character creation. It's something that a player can work towards. And then there's a layer kind of in between. Guilds in the game are very lore-centered. They're called companies. So you can found a company, and a company can be aligned to a faction. So it's a little bit later in here with going through the races, we talked about Advent, Heartlander, Ostenian, Stogmari are the 4 human races, and they do have different stats. It's not just a network appearance to change. Drow Riven are the elven races. A lot of people refer to the Drow as kind of the dark elf, and the Riven as just the kind of stereotypical elf, but they do have a very different background than a lot of other games tackle it. As we always joke around here, if you see an elf in a tree, it's because they're crazy.
That's funny. The first time I clicked on the Stogmari, I got basically I got Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Nice.
I clicked and got like a Fonzie looking character. It's kind of interesting.
Now I just kicked on the, what is it, the Ostenian? Yeah, I basically got looks like I'm ready for Oktoberfest.
Oh yeah, it's great. Some of these have been like added within the week, and Gab and I haven't had a chance to see all the racial clothing, and we're like, oh, cool.
Yeah, it's cool that every time I click on one of these, it essentially gives me a completely random design of that character.
It does accentuate the fact that it's not just a stereotypical choose a portrait and then jump in the game.
I'm going to do something real quick. I think these guys are having a hard time hearing you, so I'm going to turn you guys up a little bit.
Okay.
I've been keeping an eye on the chat there, and they bring up a good point that somebody else mentioned today that I forgot to talk to you about. There is no bald option for hair, and it should be.
That's funny. No bald option.
Yeah, I just thought, I was like, when you put the hat on, you kind of look bald, but there's bald option.
So I can.
It's really easy because it's already already there. We just need to have like an option no hair.
I have no ability to create myself, is what you guys are telling me.
Not as the game stands right now.
It's fine. You can live vicariously through the character.
There you go.
Well, if you choose a really short hairstyle and wear a hat, you can kind of look bald, but you won't actually be.
So basically, I can grow out my horseshoe, throw a hat on, and I'll be all right.
Yeah. You can be a bald poser.
There you go.
Going up to Dave tomorrow. Hey Dave, we don't have any bald hairstyles. What are you gonna do?
He's gonna be like,
done.
he's gonna be like, go away.
Please never worries. Go away. Yeah.
So when can we expect to see the dwarves? You said.
Second beta weekend.
Okay.
We're really polishing them up, and because the dwarves are wider, and they're just harder to fit armor to. So we still work out all the kinks.
Gotcha. I love the fact that the goblins is the only race when you click on it that they basically are bringing their whole family. They got the kids, mom with the baby, the whole shot.
Well, that's it. If you saw one of our crazy videos that we did in a bit of a delusion, we were talking with so many goblin babies.
Oh, I gotta pull up that video.
The gameplay video.
I'm not sure. Did you get a chance to see the Power Steam video we made last month?
I can't remember if I did. I watched so many videos. It's ridiculous.
It's probably our best achievement for having been so sleep deprived at the time.
Oh gosh. Is that the one where you guys are like messing with each other in the office?
No.
Was that that maybe?
Oh yeah, actually yeah. At the end, yeah, we're kind of poking at other devs and they don't know what's going on. Yeah, see that one.
All right. So now based upon the race that I choose, will that start me? Does everybody start in the same city, or do you start in different cities based upon that?
Every race actually has their own backstory.
Okay.
And you'll have your own family and your whole quest line. So even if you restart with another character, you'll be able to see a whole new line of quests for that. There are also class quests. So there's quite a lot of differentiation on that front.
Okay, and then now each race has the same 4 classes available? So the Arcanist, the Gunner, the Warder, and the Channeler, is that the standard class structure for all races?
I think we decided, even though a huge orc would be a terrible Arcanist, why block that out of anyone's race structure?
Because even though they'll suck at magic, they'll be hard to kill because they have more HP and strength. So it kind of works out.
Gotcha. Okay. And then, are there any plans right now for additional classes, or is that something that's further down the road?
Given it's from a role-playing book, it was very easy for us to expand using that. Some of them are very hard to even conceptualize in a computer game, but we are thinking of other classes down the line, maybe sooner than later.
Gotcha. Okay. And then I noticed what's.
We want to balance everything first. Sorry.
What's that?
We just want to have everything well balanced before adding another class.
Right. Well, and I mean, I think we all can agree balance is probably one of the most difficult pieces of all of this.
It's always an ongoing thing, and it's exactly like the development that we've gone through. We do testing, find out, oh, this needs to change, and then evolve from the feedback that we get from that. And some of the biggest features were we didn't have WASD movement in the first open version. We tried the pre-alpha at GDC San Francisco earlier this year, and we've added that with the alpha, a whole bunch of control extra styles. It was very interesting.
Well, at least I can create myself if I were to grow long hair, because you basically have kind of the the giant widow's peaks on this guy. And I see you do have the Abraham Lincoln top hat. That works out well.
Abraham Lincoln orc. No, they're just an image.
I love all the different options, and you got all these sliders that you can really play with, which is nice.
Well, one of the interesting things we had was we started up, and some people were like, "Oh, you know, you have to add more customization. You have to do this." And we're fine. We'll just make that the almost complete MMO.
Yeah. I think we'll go with let's see what we can do here as far as not beard. So which one?
Mouth is the mustache if you want to.
Yeah, and then which one is the hair?
Hair would be top side and somewhat. What's the word?
I see.
Just the one, just on the color. I can't remember. And they I probably see on your screen, can I?
Top, back, and side. So you've got you basically play with all kinds of different portions of your hair.
Exactly. So you can kind of mix and match and personalize.
That's cool. So let's now I moved on to the perks. So you guys want to talk about these perks a little bit?
Yeah, basically, they're mostly there to encourage people to make other characters. You know, not just have the one character. So if you're leveling up, you can get some types of perks from taking part in the beta, for example, or the alpha, and it'll give you an extra advantage when you start a new character. For example, if you leveled up to level 15, 20, the different tiers for one class or one race, you get the perk that you could start another character with, you know, an added bonus to stats or in that kind of vein.
Gotcha. Well, it looks like some of these, I mean, it really comes down to kind of play style, right? Like, I mean, I've created a warden here, and I've made him dual wield. Now, I may not want him to be strong. I may want him to be more kind of a rogue-like, so I may go with lucky so I can get more critical hits, or I may go with instinctive so it increases my attack rate. So kind of, you really get a lot of customization. Is that what you guys were aiming for here?
Exactly. We wanted the build to be very different. One of the things that, as you can see, what we're trying to aim for is that really when someone leaves the game, they'll be like, did I really play in the browser? And that's what we're trying to have. It's many of the features that you find in any other full-featured client-based game, and as well as several we've thought up of ourselves and think are great additions.
There you go. That's all that matters, right? As long as you think that they're great additions. Let everybody else worry about themselves.
We get feedback. We'll get some good feedback and find out if we're wrong.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and create and start, and I'm guessing I'll be going through the tutorial portion here. Is it still the same on the train?
I'll be.
Are you going to yank me out of there?
We changed so much of the tutorial. You can skip it now even if you wanted to, but it changed so much you might as well go through it. Plus, I'm waiting for you in the tutorial, so don't leave me hanging.
Okay. Now I'm worried that I turned the game down so low that they can't hear that portion of it. So let me get in there and play with that a little bit. There we go. That's pretty awesome.
So began the last days of Delta, and as the city crumbled, we fled.
Oh yes, a lot has changed.
Cutscenes.
All right, so let's get in here. Let's see here. Let's full screen this back out.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so in the settings here I can adjust the sound and stuff. Let's turn that down just a little bit so I can actually turn the other setting back up. There we go.
For your settings, go ahead and hit the gear on the top menu bar.
I'm already way ahead of you, buddy.
Okay, so in my screen I was like, there's a chat.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a delay on Twitch, so. All right, so yeah, so I see I'm in like a barracks area instead of on the train like I was before. So, got the interaction here. So quest it up. We'll head to the Para Center. So now I noticed that the guy who ran in was actually human and not orc. Is that a big issue or?
No, that's the way it's supposed to be because you're actually in human lands here. Everybody starts at the same point, and the guard is just a city guard that everyone would get. But when you get personally, once you actually get out there, you meet your family and try to get it together to escape. So
somebody asked in the stream, is there ability to use the arrow keys? So is there ability to remap keys? I guess is the better question.
That is in the works, and we keep on pushing to done a lot of new features, and that is definitely something we will be doing.
Gotcha. Okay. So you're in the tutorial waiting for me, huh, Gabe? All right. Well, we'll jump in there then.
Yep. Oh, there you are.
No, I'm still the same.
Why? Why are you...
Look at the hair. You seen this hair before? Look at it.
Oh, the beard. Oh, man, rocking the beard.
I couldn't post out of I couldn't, the first time I seen a blonde hobbit.
Yes, true. I went generic and used my usual character. So boring.
Alright, so nice epic music. I love the flames. There's that giant over there in the background, wreaking havoc upon the city.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was just...
I think I'm gonna have to turn this down.
Yeah, they said that they removed those completely. It was just be those fireballs and them fighting. Or so they told me.
There we go.
Who knows?
Alright, so is this the two of you guys then?
Yep.
Fem, Gabe, and Super Saiyan. Alright, so... Nice little storyline going on here. Lead the way.
Actually, you should lead the way. In your screen, you should be seeing an orc, I think.
Yep.
That you have to follow. I see my sister, and I'm not sure Andrew sees with the mom story.
So we all start in the same place, but we all have different individuals that run us through a different tutorial.
Exactly.
Oh, that's cool.
And the story will be different in terms of how it's written. You have to do depending on your race.
That's pretty awesome. So you really get a different feel every single time you play a different character then.
Mm-hmm. Unless, of course, you rush through, then it doesn't make much of a difference, but then you're not into the story anyways. So
Right.
Solve for the gameplay. So there's choice. If you rather rush through, you can. If you rather do the story's there. A bit of something for everyone.
Gotcha. I don't know if you guys saw that, but he did a nice little forward moonwalk into the house. The orc that I'm following.
Nice.
He basically just stopped animation and then went into his normal Da Vinci pose and then just slid right into the house.
I'm gonna go with feature.
Yeah, that's totally on purpose. Is that awesome?
That's true, we didn't team up.
We can't anymore. We used to, since yesterday, they changed it. Until we finish the tutorial, we can't team up anymore. I know it's like, oh well, that changes things, but we can still meet in the outside areas and the rail hauler station.
So the guys are asking, of course, you know, as players usually do, they always want the fun stuff. What emotes are going to be available in the game?
We're sure Dave was joking, but we thought we'd add even, Gundam style as a really big joke, but I doubt it. Emotes are not going to be for closed beta, but we are looking to do the normal kind of spread. And we do take suggestions, so hit our forums or right here, and you can note if you have.
Actually, yeah. Let me pull up the thread for that. So if people want to put their ideas in and thoughts in, we can see what you like.
Basically, it was almost a dare. Someone said, "If you have Gundam style in the game, I'm never going to play."
They said they were never going to play.
It sounds like challenge accepted.
I think what we could do is make the Gundam style emote a perk that you can get only if you reach a certain achievement. So not everybody can get it, but if you really want it, it's there.
Yeah, you have to use /dance 1,000 times.
There you go. You have to learn it. You have to move up to it. All right. Where's most favorite just emotes? There you go. Oh, chat people. Let us know what emotes you want.
There you go. So everybody's laughing because of the fact that I'm actually fighting what looks like the aliens that jumped out of, was it Lance Hendrickson's stomach in the original movie? These little aliens running around on the ground. All right, guys, I turned down. Yeah. For those of you in the stream, I turned down the game's graphical settings a little bit, so that may help you guys with the stream speed. Let me know if it's better. Unfortunately, when trying to stream this stuff, you don't get the best quality of graphics most of the times. If you want them to move fast, you can have it laggy though. But it's still cool. You got light shining in through the windows and all the little dust particles you can see there. Which are really cool stuff. All right, let's.
For people who like little details and everything, there's a lot of it to catch.
Mm-hmm.
It's good that you mentioned that because Dave and I were talking, and he's like, no one's gonna notice all the little details.
They do notice those details.
And you got to sign into this Twitch chat. Listen to see there.
Go to the rail hauler station. All right.
So you can see that since the alpha, we've added a lot more functionality to the quest system. So it really kind of drags you into it, where they can click and go to this coordinate.
Right.
Not that we had before.
Good morning, Chris. I'm really upset that this NPC is that much bigger than me.
Something to go aspire to.
I want a size slider. Just for the being upset, I'm gonna just kick that box and destroy it. So your bugs are making quite the interesting little move around this pile of trash.
Oh yeah. The actual bugs, not game bugs. Yes, they are.
It looks like they're doing the old breakdancing move. What's that?
I think there's a bug with the bugs.
There's a bug with the bugs.
Yeah, usually they're supposed to go on a kind of more like a walk around.
Yeah.
That seems like it's a little bit broken.
It looks like some of them are. Like the ones on the ground actually are. It looks like the ones on the pile of trash are making a little bit more of an interesting maneuver. The ones on the ground seem to be walking in like a circle, but the ones up on the... Maybe because they're not on a flat surface, I don't know.
I think it's just the particle effect that we made.
Uh-oh.
Cheaper.
Can't go that way. My jetpack is not equipped.
No, what could that possibly be?
Yeah.
So later in the game you will have jetpacks, huh? So which sound is the sound for those guys screaming at me?
The kind of
The ambient or the effect?
spit. The hacking spit.
Yeah. Which one is that on the sounds that I can turn down?
That would be the lowest one, effect sounds.
Okay. 'Cause I thought I had that turned down almost all the way, but it seems to not be affecting there.
No. It must have been on the low fixing on the list, but yeah. We'll definitely go in and
Usually it's not usually it's not a big deal, but you know, for me it's one of those things that I always have. It's difficult because when I'm streaming or when I'm recording a gameplay video or something like that, when I can't adjust those sounds, then like my voice gets washed out.
It's actually something that Gabe and I push for more than anyone else in the company.
Yeah, we need to make the game look good. Please fix it for us.
I don't want to explain that it'll be in loader.
Because they keep telling us it's pre-beta. People expect bugs. We're like, yeah, but it should still be functional.
Yeah.
Our moves. We're getting a lot of it done.
Yeah, and that is the good thing. I mean, you guys are taking your time. You're not rushing through this. You know, from alpha to this stage, you guys have made a lot of changes, probably for the better. And it sounds like you guys are doing a lot of this stuff based upon the feedback that you're getting from your users. Is that correct?
Oh yeah. The feedback we get from our users is our lifeblood. Really. We have great ideas of our own, but we often miss details or things that was like, oh yeah, we should have that or use it that way. And discussing it with our communities has really been beneficial.
We're getting all kinds of goodies
here.
here.
We like to have certain surprises of our own, like the jetpack. But, yeah.
Of course. So I noticed that there's a lot of like these little stimp pack type items. So you got health jab, steam jab, and then cardio tonic. So that's kind of cool the way that that's all set up.
The cardio tonic is a limited item. If I think you begin with 5. If you die in a certain place, you can either teleport back to the nearest suburb location, or the player open world hub, or respawn on the spot by using one of those potions. But once you run out, then you either have to find more, buy more, use money, or you'll have to spawn back for free back at the beginning.
Gotcha. Okay. But it basically gives the player options of convenience, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you can always just go back to the dungeon from the city hub. But let's say you were like 4 or 5 levels down, and by the time you got that far, you might want to consider respawning back in place if you were really close to getting something.
Gotcha. Okay, I think I've pretty much gotten through everything down here.
I think I'm lagging behind a bit, but I'll catch up.
I'm already at the train station, guys.
What?
Well, with my ultimate special ability kick, it's pretty awesome.
I just have a little shield as my wrist ability. Jealous.
I'm still liking this hair. This hair is great on this green hog.
You're in love with your own hair, is that what you're saying?
it's a little bit of an obsession, but they only allowed us to use this server like a day ago, and we haven't played with all the hairstyles.
Oh, how funny.
And
basically, they wanted you to do so much that you pretty much just had to create a stock character just to get in there and start testing things, right?
Oh, yeah, I mean, we got into some of the other testing of PvP today. That was great. And you can see that there's the new PvP queue that we'll show you. 3 versus 3, 5 versus 5 is now in there. So it's pretty good. And challenge dungeons are going to be an interesting one to show off.
He just...
Where there's 3 of us, we might actually finish the challenges.
My little tutorial guy Card did his electric slide again as he entered the station.
Well, that's definitely on purpose then.
It must not have switched into the proper animation.
Yeah.
The run animation.
So something to note, if you guys don't know, I mean, you can see jumping between levels. So far, this whole area that we're in right now is about 1 megabyte with everything in it.
Oh wow, that's it?
Including music. The outside Delton, yeah, it's 1 megabyte. The Delton area that we're just outside in is, I believe, only 2 megabytes. And the house, which is a tile set, and creates just the different tile sets. Well, sorry, that tile set creates using an XML. So that one's only, I think, 1.2 megabytes. And every further one, you saw that we had the beginning and the 2 floors that we went through before. So it only accounted for just a little over what the initial tile set download was.
That's awesome. So basically, that's you guys are aiming anyways for the browser-based crowd, and I mean, I'm guessing you're aiming for a huge Chinese and North American push. Is that correct?
Actually, our main market is North America and Western Europe. We're aiming for accessibility, and obviously we'll start with the browser-based crowd, but I think with the amount of full features that we have, it'll start attracting people who are typically just on the 7 gig to 30 gig client side.
Gotcha.
So it's an easy game to get into. You just, register an account, start game, play, no download, no install, you just go and play.
Right, instead of you just have the one download, right? If you don't have that player, the Unity player.
Oh, if you don't have
Java, you don't have to restart your browser. It doesn't screw up every time you install. So, the Unity one you can install within 10-30 seconds. It's about 1 megabyte, and depending on the browser, Chrome actually has a bit of it pre-installed, I believe. So if you jumped on the train itself is only 1.6 megabytes. So
wow.
We're looking at like Refuge, I think, is our biggest scene, and that's 5 megabytes. Again, it's all just one-off downloads, and that it's stored in the temporary cache file.
So easily accessible for someone with a very minimal system.
Well, one of the things that I'm trying to illustrate is that some of these browser games that are coming out right now, you get in and jump in, and it's if you go check out how much you downloaded, it's near a gig by the time you played half an hour. So it's just a kind of hype. Whereas our game, for closed beta, we're going to look at something like 50 megabytes max. If you were able to go through everything, it would be up to 150, but that's very, very unlikely.
And that's if you went through the entire game world, and that would only be in a day. I mean, in one single play session, correct?
I don't even think it would be. That hasn't really worked out, but I don't think it would be possible to go through 150 megabytes in one play set, in one weekend, even if you played the whole time. It'll probably be somewhere around 50 megabytes for the typical person.
One guy asked in the...
Go ahead.
Actually, I'm reading to see if Gabe actually answered it. Actually, just learn from botters. Yeah, he did. He answered it in the chat. I was going to ask you live, but maybe for those that missed it, somebody asked, what about gold farmers and botters? What can we expect to actually combat those?
Well, mainly there's just quite a few different currencies that gold isn't, shillings and yen isn't the main currency to be playing with. And they kind of go for different things. So we've thought about that, and we've really wanted to not have that main currency to buy everything with. We do have our paid currency. You can see the huge Electrum shop icon in the middle of the bar up there. But the keys are currency, so opening chests, etc. We have Electrum, and have these new challenge orbs, as we like to call them, chorbs, that you'll see. So I don't think there'll be much use to doing all the farming.
I see. So basically, what you guys have done is you've created where it's not as easy as just go out and kill a bajillion monsters and get a bunch of gold, and then bam, I'm going to go and spam chat in the main city and sell that for real world money.
Exactly. I mean, obviously, there's always going to be people doing these kind of farming because time is money, and people don't want to do that. But we try to eliminate that with the ease of kind of getting there with the Electrum. If you buy Electrum, you can get a lot out of it.
Just like Dave Lindsay, our lead designer, was talking about that earlier before too. And his view on it is if botters do happen, if this thing happens in the game, it's good to try to learn from it first to see where the problem is.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's a problem or if there's a disturbance in the game, it's better to just fix that than to just plain try to fight the botters, because those will always come back in some fashion.
Right. Well, it's very similar to, there was an issue in chat the other day, and I tried to get the individuals in the stream chat to kind of resolve and cool down, mainly because I didn't want to have to ban anyone, because in a free environment, you ban somebody, they just go create another account. Unfortunately, I did have to ban the guy because he wouldn't calm down, but at the same time, like you said, it's easier if you can learn and correct the issue and come up with a solution than just taking and just having this broad stroking banning that happens.
Exactly.
We've been really quite lucky with the community that we've been attracting, mainly because most people aren't used to being listened to from a developer.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really helped with basically, I've seen some really, really high kind of people come onto our forum or into the game, and then we're like, can you explain what's wrong? And we'll look into it and tell us what's making it so angry, and then they sometimes come back and like, well, I think it's more reasonable.
Yeah, it's funny, a lot of them are like, your game sucks because this doesn't work, and like, okay, why doesn't it work? Give us a few details and we'll fix it right away. Like, wait, what? Okay. And they come back.
That's cool. I think so true that so often gamers have this expectance that, I'm going to mention something or I'm going to bring something up, and the developers, they're only about making the game pay to win, or making about how can I generate revenue or whatever and whatnot, and they don't really care that I'm bringing up these issues. And then all of a sudden, it's like if a developer's written them back or said, "Oh yeah, we'll take care of that," it makes all the difference in the world to a gamer. That all of a sudden they're being listened to.
But in the end, it does help the developer like us to determine what is wrong. I mean, having for every one person that complains, there's another 10 that had it happen and quit. And that's our basic philosophy, is that, I mean, obviously we can't listen to 100% of what's there, but we can at least listen and work out the feasibility and see if it actually is a problem that needs to be immediately fixed or added to a later kind of sprint schedule. Because we don't want people to leave.
Right, exactly. Alright, so I finally made it out of off the train. Game World, even on the lowest settings, looks really good. Like the environments and everything. I mean, this town, I love the way that it's laid out. I love kind of the steampunk post-apocalyptic feel to it. Now, if I remember correctly, there's kind of a central hub that's just loaded with quests, right? Yeah, there we go.
We've broken that up a bit. Now there are challenges and other things to do. It's pretty good.
I did like this before, and I'm going to show this to all the people in the stream and kind of make them aware. So you've got basically this quest board, and what this quest board basically, correct me if I'm wrong in this explanation, is it tells me where quest givers are around the city. Then I can click on their name and it'll set me off running in the direction of that quest giver. Is that correct?
Yes.
We'd actually like to hear if that is something that people like. That's what we're looking to find out in our testing. I mean, being the fact that we actually are developed based in China, Chinese MMORPGs love to do that. They love the click and do everything for me. And we're trying to find an interesting balance, because some people find it really refreshing, while others say it's a problem. So it is something that we're trying to test.
From my standpoint, as somebody who is very time limited, I like it simply because I'm able to find those guys without having to spend endless amounts of time searching for those quest givers. And, you know, sometimes, like, for example, in World of Warcraft, I have the Lore Master achievement, which that was an achievement that essentially, if you found and you did at one point in time in the game every single quest that was available, then you got this achievement. Now, I can tell you, I probably put in a solid 20 to 40 hours not doing all those quests, just trying to locate where quest givers were on the map that were, you know, hidden in these little nooks and crannies. And so in the end, to find a lot of guys, what I ended up having to do was just I had to go on, you know, on message boards or wherever. So for me, I look at it as, if a game mechanic has this, then that just saved me all that time, not only running around the game world, but also running around websites trying to find that, which it's like, if people are like, well, you're cheating, you're not taking, well, what's the difference between me going to a website and finding that as well? That's my personal opinion. But I mean, maybe some of the guys can chime in here on the stream and tell us their opinions on this type of thing as well. But I get both sides of the argument also.
It's because we've developed the game so that it can be localized for the Asian market as well as the Western market. We have these kind of a few things as tick boxes, so already developed, but we just want to find out what it is that everyone wants.
And I see you've got your these little supply tables where you can get a bunch of supplies and stuff like that, which is kind of cool.
It's to get people started, and you know, once you take it once, you can get it once per day.
Okay.
And you get to choose. Do you want keys? They call them healing cells, I think, or regeneration potions. Sorry, and health jabs.
Health jabs and jolt jabs, or steam jabs.
Oh yeah.